The Woody Lynch Show.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me just say, who else has a bad case of the I need to go to the beach-itis or I need to go to Disney World-itis? Who's got that this week? Can't see me? I'm raising my hand. Raising it real high. Raise it above the microphone, raise it above the computer screen. I am raising my hand so high right now, my arms get tired. Let's get past this intro and let's dive into it. Because even though I want to go to the beach, I got some stuff to do. Plus, I got some stuff releasing. I got some stuff going on. Some stuff that has to do with the beach. Some stuff that would get me to the beach. It's so much. Let's just get past this intro. I got to get past this intro and we're going to dive into it. What is it, 2026 already? I feel like it might be. And if you're listening to this in 2026, it really won't be. It will be then. You're in that. So there you go for that. Man, who else feels like it should be like June already? Like who feels that way? Let's raise your hand again. I can't because my arm's tired from raising it before. But if you're raising your hand while you're driving, be careful. Safety first, hands on the wheel. 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Is that right? 10 and 2? 10 and 2. 10 and 2. Not 3. 3's too far. But yeah, it's a busy season. I'm not gonna lie. It's a busy season for Media Squatch. It's a busy season. Grove Street FM is slowing down a little bit, which is nice. Perfect timing, be honest with you. But yeah, Media Squatch is rocking and rolling. I gotta be honest with you. We've got some good new clients. It's just crazy. Everybody's kind of like gearing up, trying to get the message out, trying to get the marketing out, and and there you go. It's a blessing. But it's good. It's really good. It's really good. But let me back up. So what I meant by I just kept throwing the word beach out, right? Beach-itis. Well, let me give you a little background. One, I need to take a trip about it used to be twice a year or once a year used to be the vacation, right? You go in June, you save up for a week. If you're super lucky, you would take a 2-week vacation. I don't know many people that did that, but I know like one or two. But you take 7 days, you would go to the Outer Banks, you go to the beach. That was your vacation. All right, so now I've gotten in a bad habit of needing trips used to be once a year, then it went to once every 6 months, then it was once every 3 months. So last year, we were going on a trip to like Williamsburg, which is about 2.5 hours away from us or wherever, about every 3 months. Now, I hate to say it, I'm about a 3-week turnaround from needing a trip now. It doesn't matter where. Like it used to be I had to I got to go to the beach, got to go to Disney because I love Disney World. But now it's just like, it's like 3 weeks. I got to go. And I'm starting to itch around 2. So we'll go on a trip. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I get home, I'm ready to go on another one. And I need to shake that habit because I can't. Man, this is crazy because I am itching right now. I am itching. If you're listening to this and you know me, just tell me to be all right when you see me. Say, Woody, you're going to go soon. You're going to go on a little trip soon. Just take it easy. It's okay. But I'm telling y'all, if y'all have that trip-itis in you right now, it's bad. I've got it bad. I've got it so bad that I wrote another song. That's right. That's right, everybody. If you couldn't get enough of my whimsical, fun parody songs from Christmas time, which they're still available on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you can listen to streaming music, I think they're great. They're fun. They're fun. I got inspired this past week, 2 weeks, itching to go to the beach, started listening to my reggae channel. Again, if you don't know me, that's probably one of my favorite types of music, reggae music. Looking at me, you probably say, that guy doesn't like reggae. He probably likes country music. No. Reggae is in the top 3 for me. Love it. So I started getting itching, started listening to my music. So I was like, man, I really want to go to Outer Banks, OBX. I think I want to write a song. So I wrote a song, wrote one, kind of edited up. Otis helped me, and we kind of wrote together, kind of tweaked it, then sent it to my singer guy, who's amazing. He kind of had fun with it. I sent him the backing track. I said, listen, I'm a reggae guy. I want you to I love this song. Can you work with it? He said, I can work with it. It's going to take me a little bit. He worked with it. And we came up with a song, everybody. That's right. The Woodyland Show releases music too. It's called OBX. I'm going to play it for you in this episode. You're going to get a breaking release. You're going to get breaking news release. So if you listen to this and you hear this song, I would love for you to say something about it. But it will be released soon on Spotify, Apple, probably the next couple of days. By the end of the week, I'm going to let this episode marinate in people's eardrums for a while and then kind of blast it out there. So this could be good. I might do some more. I kind of like writing these little songs. I'm not going to lie. I know they're probably horrible. I know that every actual legit songwriter out there is like, oh my God, stop. And that's okay. And I get it. I get it. But I'm having fun. I like listening to them. And what I tell y'all, if it makes me giggle, I'm going to do it. And I like doing this. So, should I play it now? I think I'm going to play it now. Yeah. All right. So listen, here's my new summertime jam that I'm going to release in the fake springtime before the summertime. It's called OBX by the Woodyland Show. Stay tuned though. After this, come back. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. Listen. OBX.
Heading to OBX, where the sand meets the sea. Tourists flocking like birds to a tree. Flip-flops are flapping, sun-kissed and bright. Living easy, carefree, and feeling just right. OBX. From the sandy dunes to the ocean's roar, we're cruising on Highway 12 where the good times soar. With every beach breeze, our spirits take flight. That OBX vibe hits just right. Where stress goes to die. Waves roll high 'neath Carolina sky. With clean sandy shores and seagulls in sight. That OBX vibe, it's just right. OBX. Renting beach wranglers, cruising up the shore. Sunscreen slathered, needing more and more. Bumper to bumper, the traffic crawls. But we're chilling just like clams, no cares at all. Stress goes to die. Waves roll high 'neath Carolina sky. With clean sandy shores and seagulls in sight. That OBX vibe, it's just right. OBX. fishing off piers and catching whatever gleams. Fried shrimp baskets and hush puppies galore. Cape Hatteras beckons us to explore. OBX. OBX. So if you're headed to OBX, just take it slow. OBX. You have the ocean breeze to tell you which way to go. OBX. OBX. Just right.
Are you not ready to book your stay in a Hilton Honors property in the Outer Banks, a Ramada Inn by chance, or one of the very many beautiful beach boxes down there for rent? Aren't you just ready to go and just put your feet in the sand and listen to this jam while you're on the sandy shores of the Outer Banks? Right, y'all? You know, it's a good little tune, right? He did a fantastic job. I got it. That dude can sing, and I shoot him the lyrics, and he's kind of like, yeah, let me do it. And he just, he's awesome. Awesome. We're working on another one, by the way. Stay tuned. So yeah, got a little summertime jam coming out. Kind of in the mood. I'm gonna get it out there. Another big update though, I want to share with y'all with Media Squatch this week. We got our first Bennie. Well, you probably didn't know. I named our mascot Media Squatch. You know the mascot there. That is a Sasquatch or Squatch in the logo, right? And then my logo, he's got a tie, suit. I want to dress him up some. I wanted to put him in the 1930s kind of rubber hose style. I love that style. I love the original Mickey, Steamboat Willie. I love that. I love Walt. I love all that stuff. Oswald. I love all that kind of retro, goodness. So that's why I wanted my logo, Media Squatch logo, to reflect what, when I see it, I'm instantly like, creativity, right? So that's why he's got that image to him. He's got that look, got that 1930s look. But I hadn't named him yet. Been wanting to name him. I came up with Grover with Grove Street FM, but I was like, man, what can I name this Squatch? I don't know. But then it kind of hit me today. And I named him Benjamin Otis Squatch. We call him Benny for short. And here's another little tidbit, behind the scenes info for everybody listening. Benny is actually the name of a family member. A real sweet family member back in the day was my grandmother's uncle. We called him Uncle Benny. And I remember going to my great grandmother's house, opening presents, and Uncle Benny would collect wrapping paper. He would ask you when you took it all to unwrap your present, be careful. And he would fold it, and then he would put it in the closet. It's the most precious thing in the world to me. I have just the best memories of that, of all my family, both sides of my family, every family member. I love every single one of them. And I'm just been in a nostalgic mood lately. And time's flying, and I'm not going to get into it because I'm crying on this episode. But, I've been thinking about Uncle Benny for some reason. I didn't know him well. Honestly, that Christmas is probably one of the only the best memories I have. I mean, one of the only kind of like visual memories in my head. But I was like, Uncle Benny, Benny. I need to do something with that. So then I just felt like this Squatch character reminded me of Uncle Benny. So that's where the Benny came from. And Benjamin Otis Squatch. And then Otis came from my grandfather's middle name, James Otis Watts. So I've got a couple little throwbacks to my family members in my logos. Everything's got a story with me, you all. Like everything's got a story. I got to give it a world in my head. If I don't, I'm not connected. Like with Grove Street FM, Grover has this whole group of friends that he hangs out with. He has all these adventures. Like I can't just create something and then forget it. Even my clients' mascots, right? So, for example, Breezy with Brown's Heating, Air, Plumbing. We've got more animated commercials of Breezy out there now. Yep, you've seen them on local television. I hope so. Spending enough money for it. But even Breezy has a backstory. He has an origin story as a superhero. Now, we have not written that story yet. One day I will. But Breezy has some pretty epic adventures. Grover has some awesome fun adventures. He's kind of mischievous, and I'm changing up Grover's demeanor a little bit over the next couple weeks. So you're gonna start to probably hear a different voice for him on the Grove Street FM side. One of my favorite actors, characters. You'll be able to hear when you hear his voice. You'll be able to oh, okay, that reminds me of so and so, and we'll talk about that in another episode. But yeah, everything has a backstory. Grover has a little backstory. I have like a not a movie script. I would say more of like just a sweet story of how he came to be. And then I have a movie idea for him. I probably will never get around it. Like never actually get to create this stuff. I think the Netflix documentary of my life that will come out 30 years after I'm gone might be fairly good. Or I think it'll be better. It'll like be better than what I think it is in my head. Hopefully people will give some good interviews. How egotistical of me to think I'm going to get a Netflix documentary. I'm so humble. Oh my gosh. But back to Benny. Benny, Benjamin Otis Squatch. So yes, I gave him more. I wanted to give him a classy, fun name. And every time I see him, I want to smile. And so I gave him a name, and then we actually got a plush made of him. Well, this is a multi-phase process, okay, for everybody out there thinking, hey, I want a plush of my mascot. Well, I wish it was that easy. It's easy if you think of it in an easy way, but first of all, the people that made my Grover plush are no longer people that make plushes, apparently. So, loved that plush, loved the quality of it. It turned out great, but it took super long. With Benny, is you have to get the sample made first. Okay, so you send over your design. You take weeks kind of like fine tuning it with them. The art department goes through it. You pick out the fabric that you want of each element. So Benny, if you have seen the logos of Media Squatch, he has his fur, he has his face, he has his gloves, he has his jacket, his shirt, and his tie. So each thing is a different material. So we had to pick, I believe this one has 5 different materials. So you have to pick his fur, then his face is printed on to save money. I can't get a 3D face put on a thing. Then his gloves are a different color. His feet, his legs are the fur. Then his jacket, shirt, and tie are all actually detachable, which was very important to me because I wanted it to have a layered look. I kind of wanted him to have that. I didn't want it to be printed on. So we had to nail that down. And then that took about 2 months, honestly, to get the sample in, which is a couple $100, about $300, I think, for the sample. Once the sample comes, you can okay it. I'm looking at him right now. You can okay it with the supplier. Then you can order in bulk. Now, the part that gets you from a merch standpoint is the shipping. Okay. So you can either do quick shipping, which is by air, which will take 10 days after the manufacturing process, which takes about 40 days. So you're looking from start to finish, I don't know, about a month with the sample because we ran into a holiday. So I would say about a month or more for the sample. Then once you okay that, then 30 to 40 days for the bulk order, then maybe another 10 for the cheapest shipping. Now you can go freight shipping, save some money, save a couple $100, but then that adds another 20 days. So if you are interested in merch, keep that in mind for all those marketing people out there, which I don't know how many want to get into the merch plushie segment. I do. I got to have a plush on everything I do. But it is a little bit of an involved process, but I'm telling you what, it is so much fun. It's so much fun picking the fur, picking the fabrics, picking the look. I absolutely love a plush. Whenever we go to Disney World, I have to pick out every new Mickey plush I see. And Goofy. Goofy's my favorite. I'm drawn to Goofy. I have to get Goofy. But I can't help it. I can't help it. So for me, creating my own characters and having access to adult money, I have to indulge that fun part. So for me, it's very It's very fun. Plus, it also allows me to practice for clients' wants and needs. And I've said this before in this podcast, but I always like to experiment first before, sending it to a client and say, hey, yeah, we can do this. Because more often than not, if you say, yes, we could do it, and then they ask you to do it, you're learning on their watch, which I hate to do. I hate to learn on that. I mean, we all kind of learn on everybody else's watch. However, I don't like to do that with somebody else's money because I don't like it being done with mine. So I always try to do stuff and then kind of keep it in the back memory bank for if a client like needs merch. And I kind of like to steer what my passion is to what my clients need so that I am the guy that provides them with the stuff that I like to do, if that makes sense. So like I love mascots. So therefore I am drawn to clients that need mascots. And then if they get on the same page as me as like merch and all that stuff, then it's a win-win because I get into it. So so Benny now has a plush, and I'm looking at him right now, and he's the cutest little thing. He's about 10 inches tall. I like the size. I like that his tie is separate than his shirt and is separate than his jacket and his gloves. I just absolutely love how it turned out. And this stuff is like just fun for me. So hopefully I can talk my clients into getting merch of their mascots. Cause I love that. I love building kind of a little world. Right. So that's fun. So we got Benny. Benny is in. I don't think I'm going to sell Benny. I'm going to get some more. It may be more of a send it to some clients, send them to, I don't know yet. We'll see. He's cute though. I mean, people want to give me money for him. Absolutely. Okay. But it's like Grover. I don't really sell a lot. I mainly give them to kids at vending fairs because they love them. It's just kind of fun when they walk up to a booth and they get like a substantial plush, and it's fun for me to see them excited, and I'll give them books. And as long as they're reading it, having a good time, and there's quality entertainment in their hands and it's not junk, I'm all for it, everybody. I'm all for a fun, good time, right? So meet Benny Squatch, Benjamin Otis, Benny Squatch. He's here in the plush flesh. So as far as Grocery FM updates, we have had a magnificent month, as I talked about in the last episode about with sports. Adding the morning jam has just taken our app numbers. It's been so wonderful. It's made the engagement of the app so much better. And yes, the numbers are obviously up, but people are just kind of using the app more on a daily basis, which is what I wanted. So that's been wonderful. Plus, I love listening. I absolutely love that they have an easy way to get the program out now through the Grocery FM app. So that's been wonderful. But sports wound down this past week. The Liberty Lady Minutemen actually lost their, I think it was a regional semifinal, something like that. They lost that game, so therefore but they had a great season. They made it in the postseason. Nobody can be ashamed of that. It's a wonderful season for them. Congratulations. It was fun covering them. It was a lot of fun this season. We learned a lot. We learned a lot of new techniques, and we added sideline reporting, as I've talked about that. But it was fun. I don't know what the future brings. I think that next year, if everybody comes back and does it again, I don't know. Hopefully everybody will want to, but if not, it went on a high note. But if so, we learned a lot and we've got some cool stuff. But I've got some ideas that if we did go down that road, that I'd like to implement that local sports broadcasting has never typically done. So I am excited about that. But the app continues to do well. But I'm kind of glad it's in its slowdown period right now. Because I'm not going to lie, it was a lot going on the first 2 months of the year. January, February was a lot. It was games a couple days a week and marketing clients gearing up all their campaigns. And we have gotten tremendously involved in Google AdWords campaigns lately. That has been, I don't know the word that I'm trying to find, the hot topic, the secret sauce lately. Listen, if the marketing tidbit of this episode, if that's what you're listening to the Woody Land Show for, bless you. But Facebook and Google, they're borderline dead. Like, they are no longer set up for organic or just kind of happen chance searching. You really have to pay to play now. I really believe, as a business, that's sad to say. Back in the day, you could work on your SEO, your keywords on Google and do well, but now it's hard. You have to pay. You really do. And Facebook's the same way. If you really want to be seen and you really want to get page likes and you really want that exposure, you've got to sponsor ads. Now, you can always post engaging, great content, which you should. You honestly should. But at the end of the day, it is a business, right? The goal of my marketing agency, let me say this, of Media Squatch, is to bring our clients business. I love engagement. I love getting stories out there. I love posting, organic content down, a genuine, authentic content. I love that. I know that's what people want to view. At the end of the day, though, that business has got to see results through money coming in. It's great if a ton of people like your post. It's great if you're getting comments all the time. That's wonderful, and it's beautiful. But that only goes so far. After a couple months of low sales but high engagement, what do you think the business is going to lean to? They need the business, and it makes sense. I'm the same way. I gotta, you gotta have a return on it. So I'm learning over the last couple of months just how drastically Facebook and Google has changed especially over the last 2 years, but specifically over the last few months. I would say I've seen a tremendous just difference in, one, the client's request, and two, how you're getting results now. Because before you could put a TV commercial up and you would have to take it down because it was getting so many calls. But now you've really got to have 4 or 5 platforms going at one time. It's a tremendous undertaking for small businesses. And I feel like that it's more important now than ever to have a really good media marketing agency, not just a media agency that does creative, but one that does media buying as well, because one platform is great. It's great to advertise, but honestly, for it all to work, you've got to hit a multi-platform attack. You've got to hit social media. You've got to hit Google. Search engines, whatever you want to call it, AdWords. It's worth hitting audio ads for podcasting, for band. Everything. There's so many platforms now that you really do need to target, that it is extremely difficult for a small business to just sit down and say, where do I start? Where do I start? And I am going to launch something. I don't know when. Well, Media Squatch is launching it. Media Squatch, which is an extension of me, the Woody Land Show. I'm launching something probably in the next few months. I'm going to give it a little bit, that I think will really help a segment of small businesses. I'll say that for now. I am really super excited. It's a passion of mine. So therefore, I'm going to be behind it even more. But I'm super excited. So my heart is in helping small businesses. My heart is helping small businesses everywhere, which is a hint to what I'm going to try to do soon. But that's just, listen, if you're listening to this for business tips, which you're probably not, you probably listen to this because you want to hear more about Squatch. I got you. Or you just want to hear interviews. No interview this episode. Nope. Can't do it. No time for it, honestly. And plus, we interviewed Cupid last episode. I gotta recoup my budget. But if you want a marketing tip this episode, I'm not going to self-promote. I'm not about that. I'm not going to self-promote while I name my podcast after myself and put it on my business page. Yuck, 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 yuck. I am going to self-promote. You should really look into an agency. That's no joke. I know a lot of people think they can do it, and you probably can to some extent. But listen, that landscape has changed tremendously over the last 6 months, 2 months. 2 years, it's always changing. So the minute you think, well, why am I paying this agency? Listen, let me have an update meeting. I had one today with a client where you just have to kind of go down the list. Like, here's what's going on. Here's what we're doing. Here's all that we're involved in, because marketing is one of those things where it's usually the first to be cut in a budget. It's the first to be blamed if there's no sales, and it's the last to be thanked if you are over the in the green making a ton of money. Everything is good. Let's cut we don't need to put it on TV anymore. We need to cut back. We're making good money. Or listen, we're not making anything. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? Or we don't have the money. So listen. It's all over the board. Marketing agencies, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're the first to go, last to be thanked. It's okay though. I don't need to be thanked. I just want the message heard. That's the goal. It's like Squatch in the woods. It's like Bigfoot. He's out in the woods. He doesn't necessarily want to be seen, but he wants to be heard. Does he want to be seen? I want him to be seen. How does that correlate to marketing? I don't know, but this is how I'm in the episode.
And that's a wrap, folks.